just going to activate. And we need to do this. Let me see, actually. Let's open this up. Let's open this up. Let's go to manage. Let's, we're in section, this is week 10. So I think we are rapidly approaching, hang on, is my internet? Okay, let's try this again, manage. So I'm anticipating us to have about 14 weeks, right? I had to kind of go and look at the dates, but we're in week 10. I think we're supposed to be done. Yeah, that sounds about right because we're supposed to be done before Thanksgiving. So this is week 10. We're section 2.2. It looks like we're supposed to do 2, 3. That'll be next week. And then it's just 3, 1, and 6, 4. Dang, we are like done. That was so fast. Oh my Lanta. We're done. It just snuck up on us. Like blink your eye and it's over. Yeah, I think we only go, okay, so like for instance, this is week 10. We got next week, exam 3 is over sections 2.1 to 2.3. That's fine. So we'll do 2.3 next week. We have exam 3. So the following week is just going to be that entire exam. Let me see. So we got 1 full week, 2, 3, 4. About 4 weeks remaining. Let me go ahead and get this loaded. Let me get a copy right here. Copy. Yeah, we're going to be done. We have like about 4 weeks and it's going to be over, right? So what that means is hopefully we're getting our assignments in on Pearson. That's really where I'm going to pull the grade from. 90% of our grade comes from Pearson. So, you know, whatever I see on Pearson, that's what I'm going to take. Let me just open this up. File. I just want to preview. Okay. Let me go ahead and make that full screen like this. There it is. Okay. And then let's hop over here. That is decent.
Hey, Professor, quick question.
Go ahead.
So whatever the grade is on the grade book in Pearson is our grade?
Yeah, so that's like 90% of your grade. And more than likely, as long as I have some evidence of you working on Alex, you know, that's almost a completion grade as well. Like, that's, you know, Alex is only 10% of your grade. So whether I take the actual grade or whether I do it a completion grade, you know, it's almost the same. But I'll make a decision with that. I might do a completion grade. I might take whatever the number is. It just kind of depends. But in either case, 90% of our grade comes from Pearson. So whatever I see on Pearson, and you know, if you have an extenuating circumstance, you need to reach out and like we need to work something out. But you want to get that stuff in there ASAP, right? We definitely want to be caught up. Let me go ahead and let these brothers in, because I know there were a few other. Let me do this. That looks decent. Okay, let's see who we got. All right, come on. What are you doing back there? Okay, she's just minding her own business. She said, I'm minding my business. Do you mind? All right, you're in there. Oh, who's next? Let's do this one. I think he was already there. Okay, that's fine. And then I think he was in there. So no, here he is. Okay. Cool beans. That looks good. Admits. All right. So for you guys, yeah, that was interesting. It just snuck right up on me. I'm sharing there. That's what I want to show. Yeah, that looks good. For you guys, let me go ahead and share my desktop. I'm going to share. I want to share that. All right. So yeah, we're gonna again. I'll be monitoring the chat. If you have specific questions, you know, it'll be there, and I'll address them as they arise. If there aren't specific questions like requests or anything, then I'm just gonna make my way through section 2.2 as quickly as I can. Okay. All right, guys. Again, we are in the home stretch. Like, okay, so this is week 10. I think week 12, we'll have exam 3 over all of chapter 2. It's just 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. And then I think we have 2 sections remaining after that, and then the final exam, and all this stuff is going to be via Pearson. Looks like there was either a chat. Nope. Can I go back? Let me go back. Okay, that looks good. Here, like this. Can you let my computer in? I just switched it. That's fine. You should be in there. Let me check one more time. Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, I think I got your attendance because I recognize your name. Okay, guys, so nobody's requested anything, so I'm gonna just go ahead and start making my way through these assignments. I'm gonna just move you kind of like out of the way. Cool beans. That's fine. All right. So let's see. It says consider this polynomial. Write the degree of this polynomial, the leading term and the leading coefficient and the constant term. Okay. Write the degree. So the degree of a polynomial is going to be the highest exponent, right? So the highest exponent here is 5. So I'm going to just hit 5 and enter. Okay. Enter again. The leading term. The leading term is you know, the 2x to the 5th, right? The term associated with the highest degree. So that's going to be 2x to the power of 5. Okay. So again, if you're not caught up on Pearson, or if you know your Pearson is funny, if you're not caught up, get caught up. And if you're having any kind of trouble, you definitely want to devise a plan today, like ASAP. And you want to get caught up as soon as possible. I can guarantee you, the closer we get to the final exam, because the servers for Pearson are going to be bombarded by students all over the country on it at the same time, it always slows down around finals, midterms and finals. And finals is the worst because you need this. That's the make or break point, right? You get all that stuff in there. If you don't get it in, and everybody's rushing, it shuts down. You know, it can really mess up your money. I mean, really. So the thing is, you want to be caught up with Pearson. Like, go ahead and get your scores. Honestly, with it only being a 10% late penalty, you can get an A on any assignment that you want if you really want it, right? That means you would just have to get a perfect score and you would get an A. If you really wanted an A, you can get it on any assignment. I mean, old exams, old anything, right? So I'll leave that up to you. Just you have to push. Ask questions, link with the tutors, link up with your classmates, hound me. Like that's what you have to do. That's what it takes. Because if you don't do it, somebody got to take care of you. Nobody else is going to do it. Not your mom, not your dad, not your girlfriend, not your boyfriend. You know, not your children, not your professors, not your doctors. Nobody's going to take care of you. Only person that's going to take care of you is you. If you don't take pride in your experience, who else is going to do it? You see what I'm saying? You got to fight for your right. We all have a right to be here. So do what you got to do to put your stuff in order. All right. And I'm also talking to myself when I say that. So that's why I be so hard. Anyway, the leading coefficient is going to be the number in front, right? The coefficient of the leading term. So in this case, it's going to be 2, right? All right. And this is a great weekend to get caught up. The constant term. So the constant term is a term without an x variable, right? So it's just going to be the -6. -6. Notice I haven't, this is just terminology so far. And that was it for that. On to the next one. Okay. For the following polynomial function, find the degree, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we kind of need to rewrite this, right? So we kind of, because we're dividing by a monomial, we need to distribute that monomial. So this is going to become 4 over 5, and that's going to become 3 over 5. So the degree is still the highest exponent, which is 5 in this case. So we're going to just do 5 and enter. The leading term is going to be 4/5 x to the 5th. X to the 5. So 4 over 5 times x to the power of 5. What are you doing in there? All right, I'll let you out in a bit. You've been chilling, so I'm going to just let you chill. Let me check here. There's somebody in there. There's nobody there. And let me check this. That looks good too. Okay, let's hop back over here. All right, so the leading coefficient is the 4/5, right? So 4 over 5. Okay, and that's it. On to the next one. Okay. Find the degree, same deal. Okay, so the degree is the highest exponent. The highest exponent is 6. Okay. The leading term is 2 pi x to the 6. 2 pi x to the power of 6. Okay. The leading coefficient is the number in front. So that's gonna, it should be 2 pi. Pi is a number. It's just a number. So we're gonna say 2. That's not pi. Hi. Okay, that's it. On to the next one. Stop me if you have any questions or if anything is not clear or if I'm going too fast. Just you have to stop me. Okay. Explain why the given function is not a polynomial. It's this absolute value thing here. Let me see. That's the only thing. I'm trying to think. What rule is it breaking? Oh, because the absolute value is going to cause it to have like a sharp corner or edge, right? Absolute value creates V's. Let's see who we got here. Oh, I think I took his attendance already. Let me just check and make sure. I think I took his attendance. I remember. All right. Rocking and rolling. Okay. It says it's not a polynomial function because no, that has nothing to do with it. The function is not a polynomial because of the. Oh, we're already halfway. This class goes by so fast. Because of the presence of a negative. No, function is not because of the graph is not a continuous. It's going to be continuous. The function is not a polynomial because of the presence of the absolute value. Yeah, the absolute value was the trouble. Awesome sauce. On to the next one. Determine if the following function is a polynomial function. If it is, identify the degree. Let's see. It's not, right? Because if we distribute this x to the 6, x squared divided by x to the 6 is going to be x to the negative 4. So the exponents have to be non-negative integer exponents, right? This is going to create a negative exponent. So it is not a polynomial. Okay. Okay, why is this not? Let's see. We got the square root of x squared. That usually is an absolute value. X to the power of 1, maybe. Let me see. Oh, is that cube root? Oh, that's cube root. Yeah, we're going to do that one. It's usually non-negative integer exponents. That's a rational exponent. I'm going to go with that one. Okay. Is the graph to the right the graph of a polynomial? No, because it's not continuous, right? There's a break. There's a vertical asymptote, so we're going to say no. Okay. We are moving and grooving. Explain why the given graph cannot be the graph of a polynomial because the domain is not all reals. Remember the domain of a polynomial, and there's a gap. All right. Mainly it's the gap, not the curve, because it's not continuous, right? Right here. The function is not a polynomial function because the graph is not continuous. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. Okay. Match the following polynomial function with this graph. Use the leading term test and the Y-intercept. Okay, what's the Y-intercept? So if we set x to 0, notice the first two terms are gone. The only thing we're left with is negative 2. Go. The correct graph. So if it's a degree 8, so because the leading coefficient, that means it goes down to the right. So it has to be either B or C. And then because the degree of the polynomial is even, that means the left side does the exact same. So that means we go down to the right and down to the left. The only one that goes down to the right and down to the left is this guy here. So if I was going to guess, it would have to be this. Again, just stop me if I'm going too fast. I'm intentionally kind of going fast just because we don't have a lot of time. And I would like to see how much of the homework we can get through. How to rule today. All right, next question. Let's see. The leading coefficient is positive. That means it goes up to the right. So it has to be either B or D, right? It's either B or D. The highest degree is even. So that means it go in the same direction. It could still be either B or D. And then the Y-intercept is 5. This Y-intercept is not 5. This Y-intercept is 5. So let's go with D. All right, I'm going to go with D. All right. Let's see. The Y-intercept, again. Y-intercept, we said x is 0. The only thing remaining is the 7. Okay. Let's see. The leading coefficient is positive, so that means it goes up to the right. It could be A or D. And then the highest exponent is odd, so that means the left does the opposite. So that means it has to be D. Okay, so I've been using like the leading term test to do those last couple of examples. For the polynomial function below, list each real zero and its multiplicity. Okay, let's go ahead. Type the zeros of f in the box below. So the zeros are going to be, you got 4 and -8. So I'm just going to do 4 comma -8. So, let me hop over here. He might be in another one of my classes. Listen. I think he's. Give him a moment to get in. Let me send him a message. So let's go like this. Okay. All right, I'll be waiting for that. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's hop back over here. Let's go like this. Hit enter. Awesome sauce. And then what's the multiplicity of 4? The exponent is a power of 1, so we're just going to say 1. And the multiplicity of -8, the exponent is a 2, so that multiplicity is 2. Okay. Determine whether the graph crosses or bounces at 4. So because the multiplicity is odd, it's going to cross the x-axis. Okay. And then at -8, because the multiplicity is even, it's going to touch and turn around. It's going to bounce off the x-axis. Okay. Mr. McAllister, are you there? Oh, shoot. Did I do it there? Hold on. Let me go to the chat. Mr. McAllister, are you there? He's definitely there. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, not gonna worry about it. Okay. Let's see, find the zero. So it's already in factored form, so we don't have to do any work. We just look and write the answer. The zeros, use a comma to separate. It's just going to be 6 and -8. 6 and -8. Okay. The multiplicity of 6 is 3. The multiplicity of -8 is 2. 2. Okay. At 6, because the multiplicity is odd, it's going to cross the x-axis. And then at 8, because the multiplicity is even, it's going to bounce. It's going to touch and turn around. Maximum number of turning points. So the degree is a degree what? Degree 5. So we have at most 4, n minus 1. We have at most 4 turning points. Okay. Okay. Okay, the real zeros of the polynomial, we need to factor that second one. Two numbers that multiply to give us -5 and add to give us 3 are 5 and, nope, because we only have 1 and 5. Let me see, if I do quadratic formula, b squared minus 4 times a times c. Exact answer using radicals is needed. Okay, so I need to do a quadratic formula on the second one. So I'm just gonna just do that. Ooh, you are like, what's going on? What's the battery looking like? Yeah, let's. We need some juice. We need some juice. All right. Let's see. So this is question. This comes from section 2.2 polynomial functions. This is question number 14. It comes from 2 question 33. We have f of x equals, we got x squared times x squared plus 3x minus 5. We want the zeros. I'm going to say the zeros. So the word zeros is OS, but if I spell the word heroes, doesn't heroes, isn't OES? Can't stand it in this language. Anyway, okay, let me show right here, right? It's, I think it's like this. Okay, so I need to do like this. I'm glad I checked. What is it? There it is, okay. That looks good, okay. Let's see. So if we want the zeros, we get 1 automatically. I tried to factor that other one, but I couldn't get the 3, so I'm going to use a quadratic formula. Quadratic formula goes x equals, the negative boy couldn't decide to go to the radical house because he was square, so he missed out on 4 awesome chicks, and it was all over by 2 a.m. Right? So then it's going to be negative 3 plus or minus the square root. That's going to be a 9 minus 4 times 1 times negative 5. Okay? Over 2. Okay, if we keep going, plus or minus, that's going to be 9 plus 20 is 29, so it's going to be the square root of 29. Okay, over 2. Those are the exact results. Okay. So, looks like we have, okay. So I'm going to use this information. Let's hop back over to make sure it's on. Okay, looks good. Use commas to separate as needed. Use integers or fractions. Type an exact answer. Use radicals as needed. Okay, so the zeros are, we have 0. Then we have this, let's do a fraction. That's not a fraction. Fraction. You tripped up. Like this, comma, okay. The top is negative 3 minus the square root of 29 all over 2. And then comma, can I just copy and paste? Copy, paste, and then instead of minus, it's supposed to be a plus. These look good. I'm gonna go with it. Okay. The multiplicity located to the far left on the x-axis. So that would be this one. That one occurred once. So that multiplicity is going to be a 1. Okay. Between the leftmost and the rightmost, that was a 0. That was going to be a 2. So it's going to bounce at 0. And the far right is also going to be a 1. So it's going to cross, bounce, cross. Leftmost is going to cross. Then this one should be bounce or touches. And this one's going to be cross. Okay. All right. On to the next one. And we're almost done with this section. What's the time? We get out at 50. I think we can finish. Let's try to finish. Intermediate volume theory to show that it has a 0 between approximate the 0 to 2 decimal places. I think if we want it between 1 and 2, I think I'm going to just use my calculator. I think that's a simple way. I guess I can use it here. the function now. Let's go back. Yeah, I'm gonna use one. Let me see. Otherwise, we'd have to like test all the endpoints until we get a sign change. Either way it goes, we still kind of need the calculator. I'm gonna just kind of just jump straight to the answer. So we have this p of x. This is number what? This is number 15. It comes from section. All right. I'm wrapping up. 2235. 2235. P of x. 2x to the 4 minus 2x cubed minus 13. Okay. So then if I hop here, let's see. I'm going to go to my y equals. I'm going to do 2x to the power of 4 minus 2x to the power of 3 minus 13. Okay. I'm going to just go to graph. It says between 1 and 2. Okay, so there's a 0. So then I'm going to hit calculate. I want to calculate the 0. So then, where is this x? There it is. Okay, so it can actually calculate the 0. Here's a left bound, and then a right bound, and then a guess. I want to get as close to the 0 as possible. Let's see if this works. So 1.92. Okay, I'm gonna hop back over here. 1.92. I just use the calculator. 1.92. We're out of time. Awesome. Okay. I don't know if you knew that you can do that or not. That's the purpose of these sessions. Let's see how quickly we can go. Okay. I'm going to skip this one. It's essentially the same thing. Describe the end behavior. Okay. The leading coefficient is positive, so it's going to go up to the right, and the degree is odd, so it's going to the other side is going to do the opposite. So it's going to fall to the left and rise to the right. Fall to the left, fall to the left, and rise to the right. Should be D. Okay. Fall to the left and rise to the right. This is the only one that does that. Falls to the left and rises to the right. Let's go with this one. In behavior, okay, so you kind of need to expand it out some. So if we distribute, we're going to get 2x to the power of 3. Okay, the leading coefficient is going to be negative, so that means it's going to fall to the right. The degree is going to be odd, so the other side is going to do the opposite. So it's going to rise to the left and fall to the right. It rises to the left and falls to the right is this one. Okay, sketch the graph. Okay, so they gave us a 0. We get 0 and negative 2. It's a degree 3 polynomial. I'm going to click on this. All right. It's like this one. Is it any random point? Nope, it's not. Let me start over. Cancel. Up here. Okay. So it's a degree 3, so it's going to be something like this. Okay, so we got our intercepts, right? We know that x equals 0 is one of the points. Negative 2 is another one. What's another one? What's a third point on your curve? We said, let's see. Does it fall to the right and rises to the left? Let's do when x is negative 1. Right? When x is negative 1, that's a negative 2. That's a 1. So when x is negative 1, y is negative 2. Let's do this one. We need what? How many points do we need? We got another one? Okay. Let's do when x is 1. When x is 1, that's a 3. That's a negative 2, so it's going to be negative 6. Negative 6 is here. Let's do this one. Okay, I think that might be it. Let's hit save and let's see how do we do. We did the intercepts, and then we did a couple of additional points. I see the time. I think I'm going to stop there. How many more? We got 2 more. Let me see. 4-step process. I can do it, but I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, that's more than that. Okay, guys. So hopefully this is a eye-opening experience for you. You got a sense of the brevity, like we're pretty much done. We're about to be done. We got like 4 weeks, and everything's gonna be done. It's gonna be over in the blink of an eye. Okay. So otherwise, if you don't have any questions, enjoy your weekend, and let's reconnect back on Monday. Okay. Take care. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.